Moist and Jinxie talked about apparently the downfall of Kick. I heard about this. I didn't like actually watch anything on it. I know Jake here makes a video on it. Um, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Kick was like they were making a whole lot of noise, and then it's been pretty quiet. I know they signed like Nick Merckx over there. He's been streaming back on Twitch. I don't know what's been going on with that. I'm sure somebody will make a video and we'll farm it and react to it. But I don't know. Is Kick falling off? I mean, what's the deal? Let's see.
What is up, you beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a bit of a rant and a kind of a debate out there from two of your biggest YouTubers and streamers in the space, that being Jinxie and Moist Critical, who is actually on Jinxie's most recently established podcast, doing very well for himself, but the two got together to talk about what they claim is the worst part about Kick and what others were labeling as the downfall of Kick. And it got pretty heated as they talk about the culture of Kick, the kind of streamers that have been signed, but also saying that some competition is certainly healthy for the entire scene.
100%. I mean, there needs to be competition for Twitch, right? Like everyone knows YouTube is competition, but they're not really competition until they want to be competition. I mean, like Twitch just owns and dominates so much of the market that it's good to have competition. And I think Kick was kind of doing the right thing, to be honest. But I don't know. They focused a little too much, I think, on like the gambling and stuff like that. Even the big names that they signed, like they had to do some. They were usually involved in some kind of gambling magically when they went over the Kick, right? Like Nick Merckx was always talking sports, and then he went over to Kick, and all of a sudden he's posting sports bets, things like that. I mean, it seems like they definitely incentivize it. I don't know if that's their downfall. I mean, it's not a bad idea because obviously it's all owned by Stake, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting.
But here's what Jinxie and Charlie had to say about Kick versus other streaming platforms.
Besides the point, I think Kick was the best possible thing for Twitch because before Kick, Twitch could kind of do whatever and there was no competition, right? Because Twitch could kind of just like, you know, they could enforce rules. And I remember you did a video on it. I actually reacted to your video on it on stream. This was like 6-7 months ago. But
he blinks with his whole face. Yeah, of course. It's always like that. Yeah, he's 100% right here. Competition is definitely healthy because Twitch all of a sudden went down this very like we are hard stuck on 50-50. We're never gonna go 70-30 for anybody. We're never gonna do that again. And then all of a sudden Kick comes around, starts giving out 90%, and people start going to YouTube for that 70-30. And now you have the Partner Plus program, and then now you know a couple more names got signed, and now the Partner Plus program threshold is even lower. They got rid of I think it was the $100,000 cap. Like they've started to make a lot of adjustments, and that's why ultimately, like I'm thankful for Kick. I would never really like stream over there and probably build a consistent community, but I think this was actually amazing for Twitch. I agree with what he's saying here. I don't know how you could even argue against it.
Or no, like 4 or 5 months ago, you were talking about how like basically Twitch was implementing. It was the dumbest fucking thing ever. They rolled it back like the next day. They were going to start taking cuts of ad revenue and sponsorships. And you had a great take. You were like, a lot of streamers. Like,
it's not that this was like a big misconception. It's not that Twitch was going to sit there and try to take money off of like your sponsorships and whatnot. It's if they were found through Twitch that Twitch was going to start making money, which again, it's a dicey situation. But if you're going to use a middleman, you can't expect a middleman to work for free. You know what I mean? Like it's just... that's just not how it works, man. Unfortunately, if you use somebody for a service to do something that you couldn't get done by yourself, of course they're going to expect payment. But there was also something extra that I forget exactly what he's talking about, but there was something that came out that they immediately they went right back on.
And it's true. Like sponsorships is like a majority of their revenue. Like, and they wanted to take a cut of it. They wanted to like make it a certain size. And if I honestly think if Kick wasn't around, they would have just let their nuts hang because where else are you going to go other than Twitch if you want to stream? Like YouTube is great, but YouTube...
Well, yeah, if magically all these big streamers didn't start leaving their platform, Twitch would have just been kept doing what they're doing. So that again, it just iterates why I say Kick was good, ultimately.
Will always be a video platform first. That's YouTube's biggest problem. Twitch is, if you want to watch live streams, you go to Twitch.
Nah. YouTube's biggest problem that the reason they're not competing is that they don't care enough to do anything about their live section. They mess with it and update it like here and there, but they don't really like, they just don't care about it. They don't have to yet. I feel like they can get there and they could absolutely start taking over the space whenever they want.
So like, I think
they have
I don't
just
personally
ridiculous
think I would ever
resources.
go to Kick because I just don't have any I don't have any desire to, but I love the fact that they're a thing because
The
it
competition,
makes Twitch better. Like competition makes everything better. Competition is like, that's like the part of why, like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a big capitalist, but capitalism is breeded off of competition. You want to make the best product, you got to compete with these guys. So
True.
if before Twitch had no competition, so I love the fact that Twitch has competition.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing to have. What do you think about the culture of Kick, though?
I think it is the worst. I think it's the worst thing I've ever tuned into. So the culture of Kick and like their biggest selling point was like,
Bro, I mean, yeah, he's not wrong. I don't understand how you could say things got even heated over this. Like they're the biggest degeneracy platform there is. Like I don't even think it's a whole bunch of like little Aiden Ross followers and, people like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like it's like if that's what you want your platform to be all about, great, go for it. You're going to do a great job attracting a younger audience, and hope that they stick through your website and build kind of like a big foundation. But yeah, I mean, Kick's community is the most degenerative out of Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. Even if you want to include like Rumble and whatnot, they are the most degenerate and out of pocket community.
we're gonna let it fly. Like
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, like it's pretty easy to remain in the TOS of Twitch. But I'm sure, I mean, you're pretty deep into the internet. I'll go on Kick from time to time. If I just want to rot my brain, it's my go-to. So a lot of it is just IRL streaming where let's punch this guy in the face and see what happens.
Yep.
It's can we make content, guys? What even is this? And then there's I do hate the culture of it. I don't think it's healthy at all. There are some Kick streamers who are really good streamers, like Your Age, if you know
Yeah,
Your
there's
Age.
some good streamers
He's a
on there.
great fucking streamer.
I agree.
Oh yeah. There's good people that make content on Kick, and there's good Kick content creators specifically. It's not about that. It's just the way that their website is perceived is not good, and I think ultimately that's what kind of will limit them in their market for sure.
It's not all bad.
Yeah, that guy, he's a good streamer. He has a good community. He has a good head on his shoulders. He's similar to you. A lot of his takes, he does his research. He gives an honest, unbiased take. And I've always fucked with him. So when he went to Kick, I was like, bro, that's a good pickup for them. Because he's an actual real OG streamer. He
Yeah,
gets it.
that was a W.
But I think the vibe of it is this is the vibe of Kick right now. Move to Miami, buy a streaming backpack, and just punch someone in the face. And I think it's
that's the
working.
meta.
So, but yeah, what do you think of Kick?
So I like the competition. Like I said, I think
Yeah.
it's invaluable. If you have more competitors in the space, everyone benefits.
Yep.
All of the actual users benefit. But man, that culture on Kick is awful. That shit is terrible. And it's so weird because they could easily do something about it.
Yeah.
I mention this guy all the time, but I can't fucking stand this guy. He's a criminal. His name is Suspendus. Do you know who that is?
No.
So this guy, he's just an actual scourge on society. I think this guy's a fucking menace.
I don't even know who he's talking about.
And he has done all types of repulsive things, but he literally has broken the law on Kick.
Oh my
He
God.
fucked a prostitute on stream with a kid in the room, and they still did not ban him.
Dude, I saw that clip. I didn't know it was him.
Bro, any website that is cool with this, get rid of it. That's fucked up. I'm not even surprised either. Hearing this, I'm genuinely not even surprised.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh
They
my
will not ban
God.
him. He is still a partnered streamer on Kick and still has a pretty high sub count on their platform. I don't get it.
And so they really focus on the cultural part of Kick, which I think they say a lot that is in a vein of truth. I think it'd be hard to deny that there are some crazy streamers on Kick, but there also is a lot of crazy things going down on Twitch, which we have talked about on this channel. But they even focus in on, and later on elaborate, the fact that IRL streaming on Kick has gone down a bit of a different route, where a lot of the viral stories you see for Kick kind of paint the platform in a negative light. And it seems like there's still something missing when it comes to Kick establishing themselves as their own. Right now, when you think about Kick, I think a lot of people would think about a lot of different things. And there are some upsides of Kick. The freedom of being on there, competition being very good for the entire scene. But I think a lot of what Charlie and Jinxie did say is true. Now I have my own take, but I'll let them finish their rant about the things that they just don't like about Kick, and also saying that they don't think they'll ever be joining Kick either.
Fucking crimes are being committed.
I don't think a lot of massive names are ever going to join Kick. And again, it's that perception that you have to the common person when you can take somebody who's barely familiar with the streaming space and ask them what they think of Kick, and odds are they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's the gambling website." You know what I mean? Where they just promote the hell out of gambling. And again, that's a good market to go for, but you're just really gonna limit yourself as far as like what kind of streamers and people you're gonna necessarily get from other platforms to come to yours.
It on their platform and they do nothing about it. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Honestly. I don't know how they get away with it. I feel like at that point you're just kind of complicit because they know what
Because they got
happens.
money.
They know what's going on and they just let it fly.
They don't give a
That is
shit.
I think that is the main reason why Kick has never done anything and probably won't if they keep letting it happen.
Yeah, dude. I mean, bro, because like at the end of the day, I think Kick's angle when competing with Twitch is like they're like, we're
The
just gonna
edgy
let
ones,
it. We're gonna let it
yeah.
fly. If you want to see like uncut raw, that's great, but we have to have a line.
There's
somewhere.
got to be something. Yeah.
crime. Like, come on, that should be.
That's a no-brainer, right? Yeah.
And like, I feel like you're kind of have the same mindset with me, but I couldn't ever see you streaming on Kick. Like, even when I think you said like you were originally going to start multi-streaming, I knew you were going to do Twitch and YouTube. I knew you were not going to be streaming on fucking Kick. Like, you have no point to. You're not going to ride around Miami fucking like. That's not who you are, bro. Like, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Yeah, it's. But no, I mean, no, bro, I could talk about this for fucking hours. To be honest.
Because
I think a lot of people, and I think it's not a bad business decision to necessarily multi-stream to Kick. I think if you sit there and kind of make your whole business model around streaming to one thing and you pick Kick and you're not like a Gamba streamer or anything like that, not a good idea. But if you're someone who's going to multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch, going out on Kick and just having another chat popped up, it's not necessarily a bad business decision, but yeah, as far as exclusivity or where you would want to kind of build a community, no.
it's an interesting topic. It's like the first major player we've seen outside of Twitch and YouTube, and they are just letting themselves fucking flounder by being this cesspool, like this fucking septic tank of
It's a
streams.
bunch of incels.
And I feel bad for people like your Rage on there because
Yeah.
he gets
Dude.
lumped into that as well just by proxy. And
Dude, and that guy's like as solid as it gets. Like that guy's a good creator. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like he's just rubbing elbows with like IRL streaming, which is basically just crime. Like and Rage is just a good ass dude. Like no, yeah. I love that take, to be honest, because at first, like I thought Kick was interesting because, you know, obviously they signed like Aiden, XQC, Bruce, Rage, like all in the span of a couple.
Bro, when they came out, they were just signing everybody. There were so many massive streamers that were just going over to Kick. It was insane. And everybody really thought, I think that's why Twitch kind of doubled down on some of their stuff as far as, you know, they're not going 70-30, but they were doing the Partner Plus program and then removing the cap because they saw money talks. Like, regardless of how good your platform is, people are going to want to make the most money that they can off of their content doing the least amount of work. If you tell somebody who is almost guaranteed an audience, right? Say hypothetically you have someone that you're guaranteed to get 100,000 viewers, but you can stream on a website where you get 90% of every sub, 70%, or 50%. Just base. No partner, no nothing like that. What would you go? Of course you're going to go with the 90. You know what I mean? You'd be stupid not to. So Twitch just made sure that, you know, they played their cards right. They played smart PR with all the gambling stuff. They did it right.
Couple months. So I'm like, bro, like maybe it'll like go down that route. But
Yeah.
then it just went down like IRL streaming route of like just the worst thing you could imagine. Like literally.
goddamn shame, really.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's
I also always see these videos of these fucking like these female streamers or these male streamers like getting like beat up in the street while they're streaming or something like that. Like not even like what they're talking about where the streamer is the aggressor. Like it's just such a negative vibe over there, man. Every time I see those videos of a streamer getting like assaulted or like a streamer doing the assaulting, it's always on Kick. It's hardly ever a Twitch streamer. Once in a blue moon it'll be a Twitch streamer, but it's crazy. They just like incentivize that stuff. I don't know why you would want your platform like known for that, but I don't have billions of dollars to kind of just burn on a website either.
it's pretty obvious, but any crime, illegal activity, let's not do that. I mean, like,
Fights are cool, I get it, but like every stream ending in a fight, like it's
Yeah.
no longer fun or cool or interesting. It's just kind of sad.
yeah, no, it's dude, it's fucking, it's literally
They should start a fight club.
Kick's best play would be to fix that shit and like create their own kind of culture. Because right now they have a culture, but it's just like
It's
we kinda
terrible.
It's like the worst one you can have.
Twitch like has always had a culture of just like gaming, esports. Obviously, there's like the just chatting. Another thing they brought up, and like it was their main selling point, was like, oh, we have a 95.5 sub split stream on Kick. It's like, okay, you guys don't have Twitch Prime subs. You guys also don't have fucking ad revenue. How are you gonna get ad revenue if there's literally people fucking prostitutes on your platform? Who is
Because here's the thing. All of these websites, Twitch, YouTube, Kick, most of them are operating for streaming at a negative, and they're well aware on that, right? Even Twitch nowadays is still not profitable, but it's more, it kind of grows through time. But that was never really a concern for me with Twitch or Kick. I'm sorry, because they're backed by a massive, massive company, and obviously now same with Twitch and Amazon, like it's been for the last couple of years. Like they don't have to operate in the green or be in the positive. That's not necessarily the point. The point is to then get them to do other things. Kick can operate on a negative because it's making Stake operate on a ridiculous more positive. Same with Twitch. It doesn't matter that Twitch doesn't run positive and whatnot. It incentivizes people to get Amazon Prime because with Prime and all the crazy benefits that it has, you'll sit there and get a free Twitch sub to your favorite streamer. It's like it's not about the website itself going positive.
If I'm the CEO of Nike, the last company I'm giving ads to is Kick. So they need to clean that shit up, and then
True, he's not
once
wrong
they
there.
Clean that up, they'll become like, because they have users. There's not a problem there. Clean up your fucking site, and then you can get advertisers. Then you're gonna be more inclined to land bigger streamers who don't just want a 95.5 sub split. They want ad revenue, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big part of most streamers' revenue is ad revenue. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, that's the first thing is clean up your site, be able to have ads, and yeah, like develop a culture outside of just people walking around Miami fucking starting problems. You know what I'm saying?
And I think a point I want to focus on that it's going to be a big one going forth. You guys can leave your comments down below. If you guys don't know, me and Hunter, we stream on Kick. I still really enjoy the platform. I think both Twitch and Kick have their tremendous ups and downs. I would still look at Twitch as the biggest streaming platform in the world, and I think a lot of people would agree on that. But Jinxie bringing up the point of the 95.5 sub split, which is certainly a big draw to Kick, but he brings up a great counter argument, which for big streamers is probably a reason they're not going to be joining Kick, especially if they are going away from these big streamer contracts, which, yes, we've seen a lot of big signings. We've seen certainly a lot less over the past few months. And yeah, when it comes to no ad revenue or no Twitch Primes on Kick, those are going to be big drawbacks for streamers to want to leave their Twitch or YouTube audience and go to Kick, because yes, the sub split's amazing, but from what we have seen, the user base on Kick, it tends to lean very heavily towards the top 5 to 10 streamers. If you're a middle tier or even a big tier streamer and you can't move the proper viewership over to Kick,
You're going to sink.
In my opinion, not much of a viewership on Kick compared to Twitch, and that's backed by stats. Like, it has a size.
When you're a growing creator, here's the thing. On Twitch, you have too much competition, right? You have so many people that are streaming. Look, let's see. I'll show you guys right here. 115,000 channels broadcasting. There's 115,000 people live on Twitch right now across 3,341 just games and 2.2 million viewers. There might be this many total channels live on Kick. I'd expect a lot more. You got to remember, it's Sunday night, it's 11 o'clock when we're doing this. Like, I'm not too surprised about this for current time. But yeah, I mean, like, Kick wouldn't even get towards this as a peak. So there's too much. It's very hard for you to grow just right on the website, directly on Twitch, because there's so many, and they go from, top streamers and kind of everywhere. While Kick, on the other hand, you're more, people only care about the top 3 streamers, the top 5. Like, it's not really like that on Twitch. A lot of Twitch viewers, like, they average, I believe, following and bouncing around between like three regulars that they're in. It's crazy.
user base, but nothing near that of Twitch or YouTube. If you can't actually bring those numbers, that 95-5 split doesn't mean all too much to a lot of streamers. And very lastly, when it comes to the direction of Kick, I was hoping for more gamers, real gamers, to be on the Kick platform. Like, do you guys agree or disagree with that? Because when we saw XQC sign
They need gamers, right? They need gamers. And let's not get it twisted. Gaming is not the biggest thing on Twitch anymore. Like, obviously, when you talk about gaming as a whole, combined amongst all categories, yes, but just chatting is the biggest single category that there is. Consistently, every single time. It's not even close. Barring, like, a League of Legends world event or a Dota world event. Like, of course, those are your massive outliers. But yeah, I mean, they almost kind of have nobody over there. As far as massive name, I'm not saying there's no gamers on Kick. Like, Nick Mercs was kind of like a massive gamer, but it was like he was past COD, he was playing Apex professionally, now he's done with Apex, so it's like they really don't even have any like stud gamers on there. You know what I mean? And you need a little bit of diversity on your platform, right? That's why I think it's great that Twitch incentivizes the just chatting so much. And it is such a popular category. It's great because you don't want your website to just be known for either a single game or gaming in general. Just like you don't want your website, like Kick is known for gambling and committing crimes. So I agree with this.
the $100 million deal, and it was followed up by someone like Nick Mercs. And they also mentioned Your Rage, which is, I think, a great variety streamer for the platform. But when it comes to true gamers, I think they've really been lacking. People who can move that gaming audience over so they can take part of that gaming audience away from Twitch, which they are still very well known for. I was hoping for more of those guys. And I think Kick has found themselves in a very interesting situation where they're trying to attune themselves to one side of the internet. Like, you're free to do whatever you want. You can do crazy stuff here on Kick, but also bring in that other audience that isn't coming over from Twitch and YouTube. And I don't know, like, it's a very complex answer. At the end of the day, I'm not a...
It's because you're trying to walk a thin line of having an annoying HR that is constantly like, you know, oh, this is TOS, that's TOS, ban this person, ban that person. You don't want to have that, because then nobody feels like there's any freedom on your platform and that you can't put all of your ideas out there without worrying about it. But then you have Kick on the other side, where they just unfortunately went the route of you can do whatever you want on here, right? And they've already had repercussions for it. Aiden Ross there was something that already came out about him streaming the Super Bowl, not this last year, I think it was the year before. Like, it's like they're already dabbling around in trouble. They just have the funds to kind of cover it up and not let it go out there.
I'm not a huge hater of either Twitch or Kick. Competition is good, and I like both platforms, but I think that there still is a lot of ground for Kick to make up, and this is what Moist Critical and Jinxie had to say about the platform. What do you guys think? It'll be a great discussion, and I'm sure we'll have some responses on this sometime very soon. Do you guys think Kick can still make it and compete with Twitch? Leave a comment down below, and we'll see you back here soon.
Listen, if Rumble can still sit here and technically say they compete with Twitch, I think Kick can compete with Twitch. And I think I totally agree with all three of them. Competition is good. I think that's the way to go. I was saying this in one of your live streams, IRL dominating gaming and game streams are dying off on Kick. Yeah, it's crazy. Even like on Twitch and a lot of stuff, like gaming is, you know, it's not that it's necessarily dying off. It's just people like having a bit of variety. Nobody wants to sit there and watch the same game all day, every day. You know, a little bit of change up's not a bad thing. Yeah, true. This is what I was thinking here. I must have missed the heated part because it was just a conversation. Yeah, I'm with that. I didn't see anything get heated. Where did it get heated? Oh, Jake's getting kind of roasted here for this one. Oh my goodness. I made a Kick account for Tfue, but a while later I tried to delete my account. Problem is, the option to delete your account doesn't even exist. You would have to contact them and ask them for your account to be deleted. Maybe they would keep a few more members if it's hard to close an account. That's actually sus, dude. That's a really bad look. Dude, I stopped watching gaming content a long time ago. I love this channel though. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have. That's crazy. This is a good video though. I'll link it down here. I mean, I think Kick, like I said, as a competition, it's great, but they got a lot of kind of fixing to do, I think, before they can reach any levels like this.